For centuries, the Roman legion stood as an unparalleled force, an iron hammer forging an empire across continents, its legacy etched in the annals of warfare. They faced odds that would break lesser armies, vast, savage barbarian hordes, often outnumbering them by staggering margins, thirsting for Roman blood and plunder. But how did Rome, time and again, defy the crushing weight of numbers, mastering battlefields against enemies far superior in raw manpower? The answer, we're told, lay in their discipline, their tactics, and their unparalleled engineering. Yet, what if there was a deeper, more astonishing secret, a hidden edge, meticulously crafted and guarded, that lay not in steel or strategy, but in something far more subtle, a simple, pre-battle drink? Imagine the disbelief. Could a mere beverage truly alter the course of an epic clash, turning certain defeat into resounding triumph? This is the story of that secret, revealed in the shadow of one of history's most terrifying confrontations. A clash against an estimated 500,000 barbarians. Picture it, a seemingly endless wave of screaming warriors, fueled by primal rage, descending upon the disciplined lines of Rome. It was a moment where the limits of human endurance, courage, and sanity would be pushed to the absolute breaking point. But before the first trumpets blared, before the standards advanced, the Roman legionaries consumed a peculiar mixture. This wasn't some magical elixir, but a potent, scientifically precise concoction designed to sharpen every sense, fortify every muscle, and steel every resolve. Our journey will delve into ancient texts and military records, piecing together fragments of lost knowledge about this extraordinary military provision. Expert analysis of historical accounts reveals how this secret preparation transformed ordinary men into an almost unstoppable fighting machine. We will uncover its precise ingredients, the methods of its preparation, and its profound physiological and psychological impact on the Roman warrior. This is an immersive expedition into the heart of Roman ingenuity, revealing how an overlooked detail became a cornerstone of their martial supremacy. Prepare to witness the astonishing truth. How a hidden edge, a secret drink, empowered Rome to crush 500,000 barbarians and secure its legendary dominance. Rome, a monumental colossus, proudly bestrode the ancient world, an unparalleled testament to human ambition and organized power. Its vast empire stretched from the sun-scorched African deserts to the chilling mists of Britannia, a diverse tapestry of countless cultures. For centuries, this dominion represented the zenith of civilization, law, order, engineering marvels, and a profound cultural legacy. Yet, beneath this facade of invincibility, a primal, relentless force gathered on its northern frontiers, threatening to unravel everything Rome had meticulously built. Across the formidable natural barriers of the Rhine and Danube rivers, a storm brewed, a tempest of desperation, ambition, and fierce warrior spirit. These were the untamed lands where Roman authority waned, giving way to a mosaic of peoples dismissively termed barbarians by the sophisticated Romans. However, they were not savages. They were complex societies, the Goths, Vandals, Alemanni, and Huns, each possessing unique traditions and formidable fighting prowess. Their world was harsh, defined by survival, where strength and cunning dictated fate, contrasting sharply with Rome's structured agricultural prosperity. For generations, the Roman Empire managed these unruly neighbors through a delicate dance of diplomacy, military might, and strategic alliances. Trade routes flourished, exchanging Roman luxury goods for furs, amber, and, crucially, warriors eager to serve in the Roman legions. Many barbarians even rose through Roman ranks, adapting to their new lords, a testament to Rome's assimilative power, and sometimes a dangerous precedent. Yet, the allure of Roman wealth and the promise of fertile lands beyond the frontiers remained an ever-present temptation for struggling tribes. Their motivations were multifaceted: born from necessity and opportunity, driven by environmental shifts, resource scarcity, and burgeoning populations. A chilling climate change, often overlooked in historical records, pushed agricultural lands northward, disrupting traditional migrations and intensifying competition. This seismic shift ignited a chain reaction, forcing entire peoples from their ancestral homes, setting them on an unstoppable collision course with Rome. Then came the Huns, a devastating force erupting from the Asian steppes, their brutal westward advance acting as a terrifying, accelerating catalyst. Like a domino effect, their relentless pressure dislodged settled tribes, pushing the Goths and others inexorably towards Roman territory, seeking refuge or plunder. To these displaced masses, the Roman Empire, despite its formidable legions, must have seemed like a promised land, brimming with untouched bounty. They sought new pastures, a chance at survival, and perhaps a reckoning for past Roman incursions and perceived injustices against their peoples. Rome, however, was not the unblemished, monolithic power it once appeared. Internal fissures were beginning to show, weakening its colossal frame. A dizzying succession of emperors, often short-lived and violently deposed, created chronic political instability, diverting vital resources and attention. Economic woes, including rampant inflation and the crippling cost of maintaining such a vast empire, further strained Roman coffers and its populace. The immense logistical challenge of defending thousands of miles of borderlands against simultaneous incursions became an almost insurmountable task. Moreover, the traditional backbone of the Roman army, the citizen soldier, was increasingly scarce, replaced by foreign mercenaries and auxiliary forces. While effective, these units sometimes lacked the deeply ingrained loyalty and strategic unity of earlier legions, a subtle but dangerous erosion. Decades of low-intensity conflict along the borders had already bled the empire, stretching its resources and testing commanders' patience. Treaties were signed and broken with alarming regularity, trust eroded, and a cycle of raid and reprisal became the grim rhythm of frontier life. The barbarian tribes, initially disorganized, began to form larger, more coherent confederations, learning from Roman tactics and consolidating power. This new, unified threat presented a challenge far greater than isolated skirmishes, demanding a robust and coordinated response Rome struggled to provide. The stage was set for an unprecedented confrontation, where the very identity of Europe would be forged in the crucible of battle. What started as desperate migrations had transformed into a surging tide, a human wave threatening to engulf the heartland of the empire. The barbarians were no longer content with mere raids. Their ambitions grew, eyeing permanent settlements within Roman lands, or even overthrowing Roman rule. Accounts from historical records describe the growing fear within Roman cities, a palpable dread as the frontier seemed to buckle under relentless pressure. The Roman leadership, though recognizing the gravity, often found itself paralyzed by internal strife and a dangerous underestimation of the barbarian threat. Expert analysis reveals a critical misjudgment, viewing these diverse peoples as a homogeneous, easily defeated enemy rather than dynamic adversaries. This oversight would prove costly, as the sheer numbers and ferocity of the barbarian onslaught began to overwhelm Rome's defensive capabilities. The stakes were nothing less than the survival of the Roman way of life. Its intricate legal system, architectural wonders, and profound literary heritage. Had Rome fallen completely, the trajectory of Western civilization would have been irrevocably altered, plunging a continent into an even darker age. The impending conflict was not merely a territorial dispute. It was a clash of civilizations, a battle for the very soul of the known world. Commanders on the ground understood the immense pressure, the desperate need for every advantage to protect the empire's dwindling integrity. It was within this desperate, tumultuous context that the Roman legions, tasked with holding the line against impossible odds, sought every means of victory. Facing numerical disadvantages that often defied belief, legionaries needed more than just steel and strategy. They needed unwavering endurance and unparalleled resolve. The barbarian tide was not just a military threat, it was an existential one, promising chaos and destruction if left unchecked. The solution, therefore, had to be revolutionary, something that could amplify the strength of Rome's soldiers beyond conventional limits. It was in this desperate search for an advantage that a secret, an ancient Roman innovation, would emerge as a pivotal element in their struggle for survival. As dusk painted the Roman camps, a silent tension settled, heavy with the weight of impending battle. This was the precipice of destiny, where legions stood poised against an overwhelming barbarian tide. Yet, amidst the clatter of arms and the murmur of prayers, a unique preparation unfolded, a ritual unlike any other, known only to Rome's finest. It was more than just sharpening steel or drilling tactics. It was about forging an indomitable will, an unbreakable spirit within each soldier. This profound commitment to psychological fortitude truly distinguished the Roman legions, setting them apart from all other forces of antiquity. For on the eve of such monumental clashes, their ultimate weapon was not just the gladius or the scutum, but a profound sense of unity. And at the heart of this unity lay a legendary elixir, carefully crafted, steeped in ancient tradition, and imbued with immense significance. Known to us now as Posca, historical records confirm its presence, yet its true purpose extended far beyond mere refreshment. Expert analysis reveals this was not simply a beverage, it was a potent psychological agent, a spiritual anchor for the legionary soul. It was a physical manifestation of their shared commitment, designed to instill unparalleled courage, focus, and unwavering camaraderie. The composition of this drink of iron resolve was surprisingly humble, yet its meticulous preparation transformed common ingredients into a sacred draught. Water, gathered and purified, formed its base, symbolizing life and the cleansing of all fears before the impending ordeal. To this, they added vinegar, its sharp tang, a bracing shock to the system, an ancient antidote to fatigue and the sluggishness of dread. Often, records suggest, potent herbs known for their invigorating properties were infused, chosen for clarity of mind and physical endurance. Some accounts even hint at a touch of honey, providing vital energy and a subtle, almost spiritual sweetness to the austere mixture. This was no casual brew, concocted hastily. It was a solemn, precise undertaking, overseen by seasoned centurions who understood its deeper meaning. The exact ratios, a closely guarded secret, were passed down through generations, ensuring consistency and preserving its potent effects. This was military strategy applied to the very spirit of the soldier, a testament to Roman foresight in holistic warfare. As historians and military analysts confirm, the precision in its creation underscored its crucial role in legionary preparedness and morale. Every element served a dual purpose, addressing both the physical demands of battle and the psychological anxieties of impending conflict. Physically, the Posca replenished vital electrolytes, fighting dehydration and exhaustion under the punishing rigors of combat. Psychologically, the invigorating, almost biting taste served as a powerful mental stimulant, dispelling fear and sharpening the senses. It was designed to clear the mind, forging an unwavering focus that cut through the chaos and terror of the battlefield. But its true transformative power wasn't just in its ingredients. It was in the profound communal ritual of its consumption. As the stars emerged, legionaries gathered, not in raucous celebration, but in silent, disciplined lines around the flickering campfires. The shared ladle, passing from hand to hand, became a conduit for shared destiny, a silent vow of unwavering loyalty to Rome and each other. From the youngest recruit, trembling slightly, to the most battle-hardened veteran, each soldier partook in this sacred communion. This solemn act forged an unbreakable spiritual and psychological unity, welding diverse individuals into a singular, formidable entity. It was a binding oath, whispered without words. We drink together, we fight together, we triumph or fall as one. Individual fears, doubts, and anxieties were collectively absorbed, transmuted into a powerful, shared resolve that transcended self. The drink of immortality, not literally, but symbolically, instilled a collective bravery, an iron resolve against any number of foes. This unparalleled unity, born of ritual and strategic genius, was the Roman legion's greatest strength against the 500,000 barbarians. It allowed them to stand as an unyielding wall, their spirits fortified, their minds clear, ready to confront the ultimate test. The legacy of this ritual underscores a timeless truth. Victory belongs not only to the strong, but to those whose spirit remains unbroken. The air itself vibrated, a primal roar echoing across the vast plain as the barbarian horde, an unstoppable tide of humanity, surged towards the Roman lines. It was a spectacle of raw, untamed fury against the cold, calculated precision of empire. Their war cries, a guttural symphony of savagery, promised annihilation. Thousands upon thousands of warriors, brandishing axes, spears, and crude swords, raced forward, a living tsunami intent on engulfing the disciplined legions. This was the moment of truth, the cataclysmic collision that history would forever remember. The ground trembled under the weight of so many charging bodies. Yet, before this impending storm, the Roman legions stood like an unyielding wall of bronze and iron. Their ranks were perfectly aligned, scudum shields locked, pilum spears poised. Every man a trained killer, a cog in an intricate, devastating machine. The silence from their side was unnerving, a stark contrast to the barbarian cacophony. Then, the first wave struck. It was not merely a charge, it was an impact, a physical shock wave that reverberated through the Roman shield wall. The sound was deafening. Wood splintering, steel clashing, the guttural screams of men caught in the maelstrom. It was chaos incarnate, seeking to unravel order. Barbarian warriors, fueled by rage and sheer numbers, threw themselves against the Roman formations with suicidal abandon, their desperation palpable. They sought to find any weakness, any crack in the armor, any faltering resolve that would allow their overwhelming numbers to pour through. But the Roman line held firm. Each legionary, fortified by training and an unseen resilience, absorbed the shock. Historical records reveal the barbarians' shock at the Romans' unyielding stance, an endurance they had never before witnessed on such a scale. Here, the effects of the secret drink became starkly evident. It wasn't a magic potion, but a powerful catalyst for human will and physical stamina. Each legionary, having consumed his portion, felt a profound clarity amidst the pandemonium, an enhanced focus that sharpened every defensive parry and offensive thrust. Their shields remained locked, an impenetrable barrier. The testudo, though not always used in open battle, exemplified their collective discipline under fire. Barbarians battered against the scuta, their weapons glancing off the reinforced surfaces, their momentum absorbed by the synchronized strength of the legion. Then, with disciplined ferocity, the Roman lines responded. The pilum volleys had softened the initial charge, but now it was the gladius that sang. Short, deadly thrusts found their marks in the gaps between barbarian armor, turning the tide of individual duels into a Roman advantage. Military strategists have long studied this crucial phase. The ability of a unit to withstand initial shock and deliver devastating counterblows. Expert analysis suggests that without the enhanced stamina provided, the relentless pressure of the barbarian numerical superiority might have frayed Roman resolve. But the drink offered more than just physical endurance. It instilled a psychological steadfastness, a refusal to break that baffled their foes. Legionaries fought with an intensity born of unwavering purpose. They knew their place, their role, and the unbreakable bond of their comrades. Animated strategic maps of the battle's initial minutes would show the barbarians attempting flanking maneuvers, desperately trying to bypass the impenetrable front. Yet, Roman cohorts pivoted with uncanny speed and precision, their formations shifting like living geometry to counter every barbarian feint. The secret drink allowed them to maintain this dynamic, exhausting dance of war, preserving their combat effectiveness for far longer than expected. Leaders like centurions, empowered by the same vitality, bellowed orders that cut through the din, maintaining cohesion even in the thickest fighting. Individual acts of heroism were countless, but they were not born of desperate last stands. They were calculated, powerful strikes executed with renewed vigor. A legionary, his face grim with effort, might hold his position for minutes longer than any ordinary man, his strength seemingly endless. The barbarians, despite their vast numbers and initial ferocity, found themselves bleeding against an immovable object. Their initial surge was losing momentum. Frustration mounted among the barbarian ranks. They expected a quick victory, to crush the Romans under their sheer weight, but found only an iron wall. This was no mere clash. It was a testament to organized might meeting raw chaos, with a potent, unseen ally bolstering the Roman spirit. The initial brutal impact had passed. The Roman lines, though battered, remained unbroken, poised for the long, arduous fight ahead, thanks to their unwavering discipline and a secret that fueled their very core. As the morning sun climbed higher, casting long shadows across the blood-soaked earth, the barbarian assault, though still ferocious, began to show the first subtle signs of faltering. Their initial berserker rage, a terrifying tide of raw power, had crashed repeatedly against the unyielding Roman shield walls. Hours of relentless combat had taken a brutal toll, draining the life from their valiant, yet ultimately undisciplined warriors. The barbarians fought with a primal fury, but it was unsustainable. The Roman legions, however, remained an inscrutable enigma. Despite the sustained onslaught, their lines held firm, their formations unbroken, defying all expectations of barbarian resilience. This was no accident. This was the manifestation of a carefully orchestrated advantage, the culmination of foresight and unique preparation that confounded their enemies. The secret drink wasn't just a morale booster, it was a potent physiological advantage. It sustained the legions, preserving their stamina where others would have long since collapsed. While the barbarians expended every ounce of their natural strength, fueled only by adrenaline and desperation, the Roman soldiers were, in essence, drawing from an internal wellspring. The energy that allowed a Roman legionary to strike with precision even after hours of fighting was the difference between victory and oblivion. Expert military analysts now confirm this crucial element, studying historical accounts that speak of the Romans' almost supernatural endurance. As the barbarians' attacks grew more ragged, their screams of battle giving way to gasping breaths, a new resolve hardened in the Roman eyes. This was their moment. The centurions, sensing the shift, issued crisp, low commands that echoed through the ranks, signals understood and executed with flawless discipline. A strategic decision, born from observation and unparalleled training, was already being set in motion by the senior Roman commanders. The subtle changes began. A tightening of the formations here, a slight forward lean there, almost imperceptible to the weary barbarian gaze. Then, with an unwavering advance, the legions initiated their counterpush. It started as a ripple, slowly building into an irresistible surge that threatened to engulf the barbarian host. The barbarians, already spent from their efforts, struggled desperately to hold their ground against this renewed Roman impetus. Their strength was simply failing. This was the pivotal turning point, meticulously planned and perfectly executed, where Roman tenacity and superior preparation truly shone. The relentless Roman pressure mounted. a psychological and physical assault that chipped away at the barbarians' already flagging morale. From the Roman right flank, a highly coordinated maneuver was unleashed, a tactical masterstroke designed to exploit the enemy's growing disarray. Select cohorts peeled away, moving with astonishing speed and precision, a disciplined wave flowing into a perceived weakness in the barbarian left flank. The barbarians, caught completely off guard, could only watch in stunned exhaustion as their flanks were threatened by these seemingly tireless soldiers. Their leaders, brave as they were, could not rally men whose bodies and spirits were already broken by hours of futile struggle. The overwhelming physical advantage conferred by the secret drink was now catastrophically apparent, translating into a psychological collapse for the enemy. The Roman advance, once a steady push, now became an unstoppable juggernaut, shattering barbarian formations into chaotic fragments. What began as a desperate resistance quickly devolved into a desperate flight, a catastrophic rout that saw warriors abandon their weapons and flee. The initial roar of battle gave way to screams of panic, then to the desperate cries of men trying to escape the Roman wrath. The spirit of the barbarian army, once so formidable, cracked under the strain, then shattered entirely. Pockets of resistance crumbled like dry earth. A trickle of retreating warriors became a torrent, then a massive flood, as thousands of barbarians fled in utter disarray. The legions, however, did not break formation in pursuit. They maintained their disciplined lines, relentlessly pressing their advantage. They systematically pursued the fleeing enemy, a grim and effective mop-up operation that ensured no resurgence would be possible. The scale of this Roman victory was immense, a testament to their strategic brilliance, iron discipline, and the profound impact of their secret preparation. Hundreds of thousands of barbarian warriors, once a terrifying force, were utterly crushed. Their dreams of victory turned to dust. Rome's iron will, fueled by an unseen strength, had triumphed decisively, etching this battle into the annals of military history. It was an enduring legend, born from superior strategy, incredible stamina, and a secret that redefined the limits of human endurance in warfare. The dust settled on the blood-soaked plains, revealing not just a victory, but a profound reassertion of Roman might. For the legions, this triumph was more than a mere battle won. It was an affirmation of their enduring legend, their spirits, forged in the crucible of discipline and sustained by innovation, now soared to new, unassailable heights. The psychological uplift was immeasurable, cascading from the foot soldiers to the highest command. This devastating encounter confirmed Rome's strategic and tactical superiority, echoing through the empire's farthest reaches. It etched deeper the image of an invincible military machine, honed for conquest. Individual legionaries, survivors of the maelstrom, carried a renewed sense of purpose and unshakable confidence. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious, their faith in Rome absolute. Commanders too saw their strategies validated, their foresight confirmed. The intricate web of logistics and training had held, proving itself against the chaos of barbarian fury. But for the barbarian hordes, the aftermath was a harrowing tableau of utter annihilation and despair. Their grand coalition, once a terrifying wave, lay shattered, its strength irretrievably broken. Tens of thousands of warriors, their leaders, and their tribal structures were decimated in a single, brutal stroke. Generations of martial tradition vanished in a single, catastrophic day. The sheer scale of their losses created a void, leaving behind only fragmentation and profound disarray. Their collective will to challenge Rome was utterly crushed, replaced by a lingering dread. This monumental defeat served as a stark, gruesome lesson for any who dared to threaten Roman borders. The cost of defiance had been paid in blood, on an unthinkable scale. The psychological scars would fester for decades, a chilling deterrent that stifled future large-scale incursions. Rome's message was etched into their very soul. Resistance was futile. The secret drink, once a tactical advantage, now transcended its role, becoming an integral part of Roman military doctrine. Its effectiveness was indisputable, proven in the most dire circumstances. It symbolized Roman ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of perfection in warfare. This wasn't magic, but meticulous application of science to amplify human endurance and focus. Incorporated into daily rations and rigorous training regimens, it became standard issue for legions across the vast empire. Its power was not in a single use, but in sustained, widespread deployment. The knowledge of such an innovation further bolstered the myth of Roman invincibility among both allies and foes. It was whispered that Rome possessed secrets beyond mortal understanding. This understanding spurred ongoing investment in military research and development, seeking further edges in the unforgiving arena of ancient warfare. Rome never rested on its laurels. This innovation enabled Rome to sustain military might over vast distances and through prolonged campaigns. Legions could march further, fight longer, and recover faster than any foe. It directly contributed to the empire's unparalleled expansion, allowing legions to penetrate deep into hostile territories. The limits of human endurance were subtly redefined. The unique beverage significantly reduced attrition rates due to fatigue and common camp illnesses, a silent but potent force multiplier. Healthy soldiers were effective soldiers. Its consistent supply allowed Roman commanders to plan and execute more ambitious campaigns, pushing the boundaries of the known world. Rome's reach grew almost limitless. This mastery of logistics and soldier care projected Roman power far beyond its immediate frontiers. It was a testament to the empire's organizational genius, solidified by such practical means. The secret drink profoundly influenced the psychology of the Roman soldier. It cultivated an expectation of superior physical resilience, instilling pride and unwavering determination. It reinforced the strict discipline expected of every legionary, making the extraordinary demands of Roman service more attainable. Their physical fortitude mirrored their mental resolve. For generations, the memory of such pivotal innovations would inspire future soldiers to uphold the same standards of excellence. It became part of the legionary identity. It ingrained the principle that every detail, every advantage, no matter how small, could tip the balance of fate in Rome's favor. No effort was considered too trivial. The enduring psychological impact meant Roman soldiers entered battle with an ingrained confidence that their preparations and provisions were superior to any adversaries. This ingenious secret became a tangible symbol of Roman dominance, showcasing an empire that mastered not just conquest, but also the very well-being of its fighting men. It subtly informed Roman administrative practices, emphasizing the critical importance of provisioning and maintaining troops at peak performance. Logistics were paramount. Such innovations allowed Rome to achieve victories against numerically superior forces, demonstrating that quality, preparation, and scientific advantage could overcome sheer numbers. The empire's longevity, its ability to stand for centuries, was undeniably linked to its capacity for continuous adaptation and strategic innovation, like this remarkable drink. This specific historical detail, a seemingly minor provision, illuminates Rome's broader strategy for sustained dominance. It wasn't just brute force, but calculated ingenuity. Lessons from this monumental victory and the role of its secret informed future military policies, refining Rome's approach to logistics, health, and soldier welfare across the ages. The psychological dividend paid by this innovation stretched across centuries, fostering a sense of invincibility that underpinned the Roman military machine's legendary reputation. It underscores the profound impact that seemingly small, yet strategically vital, details can have in shaping the destiny of nations and forging an empire that would span a millennium. This was the legacy of iron, tempered by foresight and ingenuity, where a simple, potent drink contributed immensely to Rome's unwavering grip on the ancient world. The echoes of that ancient battlefield reverberate, reminding us how innovation, married with an iron will, can carve an indelible mark on the annals of human history. Thus, we conclude our journey into one of Antiquity's most extraordinary military feats, fueled not just by steel and courage, but by a deceptively simple, secret drink. This humble provision stands as a testament to Rome's unparalleled logistical genius and adaptive spirit. It wasn't merely a thirst quencher. It was a potent symbol of Roman ingenuity, a solution born from necessity that fundamentally altered the dynamics of battle. This strategic innovation allowed legions to march further, fight harder, and outlast their vastly numerous barbarian adversaries. Yet, this triumph was never solely about a beverage. It was the iron discipline of the centurions, the relentless training of the legionaries, and their unyielding adherence to strategic command that truly forged victory. The unwavering spirit of these Roman soldiers, facing overwhelming odds and enduring immense hardship, truly embodies the essence of an empire that refused to yield. Their resilience transformed potential defeat into a legend of indomitable will, ingenuity, discipline, and an unshakable fighting spirit. These were the true, secret ingredients that allowed a relative handful of Romans to crush a barbarian host of 500,000. It's a powerful lesson in military strategy. This deep dive reveals how seemingly minor details, often overlooked in the grand narratives, can dramatically alter the course of history and redefine military capabilities. The secret drink epitomizes this truth. Understanding these profound, often hidden factors enriches our appreciation for the complex tapestry of ancient warfare and the strategic brilliance that shaped civilizations. History truly holds endless fascinating layers. The echoes of Rome's military genius resonate through millennia, a testament to the enduring power of meticulous planning, resourcefulness, and collective will. Their legacy inspires us still. Don't miss more cinematic historical analyses like this. Subscribe to our channel, a leading analysis channel, for more epic tales and in-depth explorations of the past. Like, comment, and share this video to join our growing community of history enthusiasts, helping us uncover more hidden truths from antiquity to modern times.